All right. We'll give an official welcome to everyone. We are so happy that you've joined us for our second regional meeting. This is the very first one for Central Ohio. So this is our second stop on our Tech Ambassador journey. We were in Northeast Ohio a couple of weeks ago, so we sort of drove down 71 toward the Columbus area and stopped our Tech Ambassador bus here for this wonderful event. And we were so happy to have Marci Straughter here, who's going to be your host for this. I'm going to real quick just go over our agenda for the meeting today so you'll know where we're headed. All right. Sharing my screen again. Did that go away? Let me try that one more time. There we go, that's better. All right. So here's the agenda for the meeting this morning. So I'm going to do a quick intro as I'm doing right now. The core presentation, which Marci and I will sort of do together, will be maybe about 10 minutes from 5 after to 10:15. This is a presentation that we do in all of our regional meetings. So if you visited the one that we did a couple of weeks ago with Chris, you'll notice that it's the same presentation. We're going to take a second. We're going to show you a special video that we kind of came up with as a group of tech ambassadors called the Tech Ambassador Code. Then we're going to cut straight to Marci, and we're going to let her take it away and tell her sort of tech story for everyone. We're going to take a minute just for those couple of poll questions that we mentioned a bit ago. And then Marci is going to take over and host this tech spotlight. So this is the techiest portion of the program, where we're going to focus on specific technologies. She's going to be able to demonstrate some things, and we've got some short video clips of her using some of the technologies that she used in her life. And then from there, we'll take the last bit of the program here for any questions that you have and try to provide you answers to those. And we'll have to see how that goes. We have a lot of questions. We may hang around after 11. We'll probably give you an official end for those of you who may have something else to do at 11 o'clock. But if you still have questions, don't be afraid to hang around. We won't go away just yet. All right. We just want to make sure you guys know how to find us and all of the information that has to do with the Tech Ambassador program. So this is the main way to do it, is our website, ohiotechambassadors.org. And we also have social media presences on both Facebook and Instagram. You can just type in Ohio Tech Ambassadors and find us very easily on both of those platforms. We also have this YouTube channel where we are posting all of the videos that we post both on social media and all the presentations. We're recording this today, so we will have this webinar posted within probably a few days up on the YouTube channel if you see it, and you know folks who were not able to make it today and they'd like to be able to take it in. We have split the state up into 5 regions because we have 5 tech ambassadors. So today is the Central Ohio region. You can see right here in the gray the counties that we are considering to be in the Central Ohio region. But we're very happy for all of you from other parts of the state or even other states who've come today too. All right, just a word about the event schedule. You may know we're doing 12 total events. Right now we are in what we're calling round 1 of our regional meetings. So today is March 3rd. So for each of the next 3 weeks after this one, we'll also have regional meetings in different parts of the state. Then round 2 regional meetings will happen mid to late April and early May. And then we will have one statewide wrap-up event where we meet with everyone all over the state, kind of as we did in our kickoff event, to kind of report back to everyone on how things have gone. All right. So on to our next part of our program here, which is Marci and I are going to present to you our core presentation. Marci, are you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. All right, so this is called Supportive Technology in Ohio. Here's what we're going to cover in this presentation. We're going to start it actually by asking you guys 3 questions. Question number 1, do you ever have trouble finding direct care staff to come to your home? We want you to think about this if you're an individual with a developmental disability. If you're not, we want you to put yourself in the place of one of those folks and think about it from their perspective. 2, if you don't live on your own, but you would like to, do you have any fears about doing that? And the third one, just keep this question in the back of your mind. Would you have considered telehealth, sort of like Zoom meetings with doctors, a realistic possibility before COVID-19? Now, Marci, you and I talked about this a little bit a couple of days ago, right?
Yeah.
You do telehealth, right?
Yeah, I do telehealth. I do it with my primary doctor for checkups when I don't want to go into the doctor's office because I feel safer at home, and I go because of COVID.
Right. And is this something that you did before COVID-19, like before a year ago?
No, I went inside the doctor's office.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us are in that situation, and we're very used to going to a doctor. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head as we go through here. So supportive technology is made up of 3 things that we'll talk about. 1 is assistive technology. So that's a bunch of different types of equipment. 2 is remote support, which is a way to deliver support services. And then 3, we're going to talk about technology first, which is the law in Ohio that governs how we're supposed to provide care to our individuals with developmental disabilities. And Marci's got a little story about Tech First. We'll get to that.
I went to the Technology First signing with the governor when he signed it. It was really cool seeing him sign that, and they gave us pins. It was really cool, and I got to take pictures while he was doing it, him signing it, and he had a robot. They were doing a demonstration of Milo, the robot. Awesome. To help people with disabilities, and that was cool. It was a great experience. It was my first time seeing a governor.
Awesome. All right, so the first thing we'll talk about is assistive technology. So this is a bunch of different types of equipment and or sometimes services. I'm just going to put a bunch of these things on the screen. Marci can kind of tell you as we go through here which ones she has. She's going to get to tell you a lot more about these things later in the program. So they could be digital assistants or smart appliances. Okay, and you may be familiar with some of these things already. So out of those things, Marci, can you pick out and just kind of mention which ones you have?
The Alexa.
Uh-huh. Anything else? You got a door lock, right?
Yep, I have a door lock too.
You got a tablet in your home, right?
Yep.
You have medication dispenser?
Yep.
Thermostat? You got a lot of these things, actually.
I have the whole enchilada.
Awesome. All right, so we'll talk about remote support in a second, but assistive technology, these pieces of equipment don't require remote support, right? These can stand on their own. A lot of these are pretty inexpensive, so you could just buy one of these things if you have, you know, $30 or $40 in some cases, and have them and just use them on their own. So the question here is, which of these did you already know about? And which do you use? And if there's some that are on this list that you don't use, could you use them? Again, thinking of from the perspective of a person with a developmental disability. All right, so next is remote support. And this is another thing that Marci's going to demonstrate and show you how she uses later. We used to call this remote monitoring, but remote support is actually a better term now because we have two-way video that we can use. And again, you'll see that later. So it's more of a way to actually interact with people from a remote facility rather than just monitoring things that are going on. So it offers a person with a developmental disability the support of a provider, direct service, but using two-way communication, like Skype or FaceTime, Facebook Messenger. It's two-way video. And as Marci will tell you, this could be used for a lot of things: cooking, dressing, medication checks, safety checks. What you use remote support for more things than just this, right, Marci?
Yeah, I use it for, like I said, cooking. I use it for reminders, like to do things like in the morning or something like that. I use my Echo Dot to wake me up in the mornings. And I use my iPad for business stuff and to play games.
Okay. So the idea that we can do two-way video helps people live more independently, right? Because we don't always have to have people in our homes. And also, if we're having trouble finding people to come to our home for direct care, it can be a way to help supplement direct care where that's not possible. Key thing about remote support is it's completely customized to the needs and wants of that person. So only necessary equipment is put in place, right? So Marci, you have a camera in your home, right?
Yeah, I have a camera in my home, and it doesn't see in my bedroom or anything like that. It just sees me at the kitchen and in my living room. That's it.
That's right. And if you didn't want cameras, could they take them out?
Yes.
That's right.
But I could still call my provider on the phone.
That's right. And you could still have two-way video if you wanted it,
Yeah.
even without a camera in the home.
Yeah. And you can also use your iPad on FaceTime too.
Exactly. Okay, so unlike assistive technology, which could kind of stand on its own, remote support almost always does involve having assistive technology equipment, right? So when you have remote support, you're probably going to have assistive technology. That's a little difference between those two, since remote support is the service itself and not the equipment. So many of you may have known about this service already. The question is, did you know about this already? Maybe you already use it. Do you? If you don't use remote support services, do you think you could? Again, thinking from the perspective of a person with a developmental disability, could that be something that you use? All right, last thing is technology first. So this was an executive order that was signed into effect in May of 2018 by Governor Kasich. And Marci was there. We put a link in our presentation to the actual order that was signed. It's really not very hard to read. It's only about 3 to 4 pages long. And we could make this presentation available to you guys if you'd like to have this link. Basically, this order said that supportive technology will be prioritized when addressing the assessed needs of our people here in Ohio. So that means instead of asking, you know, would technology be a possibility, we really should have the attitude more like we assume that technology could be an avenue that we use to support our people. Why wouldn't we use it? Okay. This order also created the Ohio Technology First Council. And this is a group of people that meets just to try to make sure that the way that the services are organized we can consider them a realistic option for people. So they improve this all the time. Okay. So a brief word about this, and Marci, I think you'll have something to say about this. What would you do if your SSA is not discussing technology with you as a preferred solution?
Well, you try calling them and writing emails to them and telling them that this is important. I really need technology in my home. Like, I had to do the same thing. I had to call my service coordinator. I need this in my home because I want to be independent and not have staff all the time. I want to have my personal space.
Right. So you were advocating for yourself when you did that.
Yeah.
And you're very good at that. In fact, you train other people to do that with Project Stir. So, you know, for some people, maybe that's not as easy, and you could have someone else help advocate for you and talk on your behalf to that SSA or service coordinator.
Yep.
You know, in most cases, SSAs are going to want to do what you want. We have a lot of good SSAs in the state of Ohio. You know, on those rare occasions where maybe you don't feel like you're connecting with that SSA, or they're not understanding, you know, that you want technology in your life, you could contact the SSA director in your county, or even follow a complaint process in your county if that's necessary. Every county in the state of Ohio has one of those. So you've always got options if you'd like to use technology. So the question for everyone, again, thinking from the perspective of a person with a developmental disability, what would it take for you to truly follow technology first as a philosophy for your life? You know, let me try to prioritize the use of technology to meet as many needs as possible. All right, so just to kind of wrap up those three things, you know, assistive technology and remote supports provide a way to cover gaps where we have trouble finding direct care staff, to help us live more independently with less folks inside our homes. And then technology first is the law, the directive that you know, urges us to try to consider these technologies first. So very quickly, going back to the telehealth example, this is where we want to leave you. Telehealth over Zoom is now considered to be a realistic thing, right? Where most people a year ago might not have found it to be very realistic. What about these things? What about assistive technology and remote support? Could they be more realistic for you, or if you're an SSA, for people that you serve, than you would have thought? All right. Okay, so Marci, get ready, because in just a second you're going to tell your tech story. But right before we do that, we want to share our Tech Ambassador code video with everyone. So this is something that came out of some planning sessions that we had with our Tech Ambassadors before we started all of our events. And we had asked them all to just think hard about what it meant to be a Tech Ambassador. And then they came together in one of our meetings, and we just listened to them talk for 20, 30 minutes and kind of wrote down all of the information that they said about what they felt like it meant to be a Tech Ambassador. And then we kind of pared it all down into this thing that we call the Tech Ambassador Code. I'm going to find that for us very quickly here. All right. Bear with me. Thank you.
I'm a Tech Ambassador.
I am a leader.
I lead by example.
I will speak up as an advocate
and promote the use of appropriate technologies
in all aspects of life.
I'm a listener.
I listen to my peers
and try to understand them beyond their words.
I am a communicator.
I use my comfort with myself.
To help me be comfortable talking to others.
I am knowledgeable.
I constantly learn technologies
and how they best can be used
to improve independence.
I am creative.
I think on many levels
for possible solutions.
For my peers and others.
I am accessible.
I am visible to my community.
And easy to reach.
I am responsible.
I follow up with my peers.
And others who reach out to me.
After and between events.
I am relatable.
I talk to my peers as equals.
Including both my successes.
And struggles in my story.
I am a Tech Ambassador.
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 All right, wonderful. Well, Marci, are you ready to tell your tech story?
I am ready to cook it up and stir it up with you, George.
Well, you take it away. This is going to be Marci's tech story. This is all going to be her.
Hello, Central Ohio and everyone out there from the state. I got a new recipe for y'all that I haven't done before, and it's called technology. Don't worry, I'm not going to poison y'all. It's good. Hello, my name's Marci Straughter, and I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I'm so glad you all came to my Tech Ambassador event today, and I hope you are ready because this is my tech story. I was born in San Francisco, California. And over the years, my mom and I moved between Portsmouth, Columbus, and California. So often they used to call us the Pilgrims. In Los Angeles, I attended Performing Arts Studio West, which was for people with disabilities that wanted to enter the entertainment industry. Boy, did I love being an actress. I got to meet a lot of celebrities and to be in commercials and had so much fun. And I got to be in music videos and movies. I got used to being on camera, and that turned out to be good practice for how I use support now. Once I had moved back to Ohio, I got a job working at Arc Industry South. I went to the Project Stir State training where I learned my rights and responsibilities and how to speak up for myself. I ended up becoming a Project Stir State trainer myself. When I see the graduates of the training, I'm proud that I got to help them on their journeys. In 2005, I graduated from a program at Columbus State as a human service assistant. Then I worked at Arc East for 5 years. The next part of my life was difficult, but it was where I was introduced to what technology could do for me. I had lived with my mom almost my entire life, but in 2017, she passed away. my mom was my rock. So it was so hard for me to decide what to do next. I tried living with several roommates, but eventually decided I wanted to try living independently. This was a challenge for me because I had always lived with someone. I finally found a place, and I love it. I buy my own groceries. I buy everything I need for my apartment, which is really cool, and pay my own bills. Gotta pay that. One of the biggest things that helps me live independently is assistive technology. Throughout my home, this is where my tech story really begins. Now I use Alexa for getting recipes and listening to music while cooking for my Marci's Keeping It Cooking blog. I use my iPhone for taking pictures and typing in my blog. My remote support staff at Med4All monitor cameras in my home in case of an emergency. I use my doorbell camera to see people at my door, which I will show you in the tech spotlight in just a few minutes. I use my smart lock to lock and unlock my front door with my phone. I'll also show you this in a tech spotlight. My remote support provider also makes sure my door is locked at night. I have a smart smoke detector that will notify Med4All and 911. I have an accessible thermostat with large numbers that I can see. Remote support staff can use this to monitor and the temperature in my home. I have a med minder that lights up and unlocks my medication when it's time to take it. I also have a portal where I can talk to my Facebook friends on Messenger and most importantly, my remote support staff when I need help with something. I will show you this in the tech spotlight too. I used to feel scared to stay home by myself. And when my mom left me at home, I would bug her to about how long she would be gone. I like that my remote support staff are there when I need them. They help me practice my speeches and can even check in on me if I think that I need help overnight, which helps me feel safe. Don't get nervous. They don't watch me sleep. Some people worry about privacy when they think about putting technology equipment in their home. They feel nervous about having cameras in their home. If you don't want a camera in your home, you can still have remote support. If you do not have a camera in your home, you can decide what time of day is it's turned on. I have a camera in my kitchen and it only on between 7 to 6 a.m. I'll take you through a normal weekday so you can see the balance between my direct care staff and my remote support staff. My MedMinder wakes me up at 7 a.m. I take my meds and then go to sleep for a while longer. I get up and go to work until 4. Direct care staff comes to my house from 4 to 7, or we can go out somewhere. After staff leaves, I have remote support hours from 7 p.m. until the next morning at 6 a.m. If you have questions about remote support or assistive technology, talking to your SSA and service coordinator is the best place to start. This person should follow technology first, be discussing your options with you at least once a year. Remote support and assistive technology can often be paid for by your waiver funding. There are limits to the amounts of waivers funding available for these things. So ask your SSA if you have questions. If you would like to talk to me, you can reach me at marci@ohiotechambassador.org. Thanks for listening to my tech story. I hope I have gave you something in my flavor.
All right, awesome, thank you. All right, Marci is gonna get ready in just a couple minutes for our tech spotlight, where she's gonna get to actually show you some of this technology that she mentioned in that story. What we're gonna do first, really quickly, is we've got very short poll that we want to allow you guys to answer for us. One of the things that we've noticed in our 3 short events that we've had is we've got a lot of staff from providers or from county boards or even DODD who've come to the events, but maybe not quite as many individuals and or families who have attended. So we have 2 short questions. I'm going to launch this poll. And then those are just one answer out of the list. Just pick the best answer for both of those 2 questions. So the first one is, what is the biggest barrier to people with developmental disabilities attending events like this one? We're very interested in what you guys all think and feel about that. And the second question is, what is the biggest barrier to people with developmental disabilities using technology in their lives, right? Because that's really the heart of what our grant project's all about. We would like to see that improve. So we will give that, we'll let you guys continue to answer those questions here over maybe another 30, 40 seconds. And then we will end that poll. And while we're doing that, I'm going to make sure I have Marci's presentation for her tech spotlight already. All right, we're seeing more responses come in. So we've got maybe almost 70% of you who have answered so far. So that's pretty good. Give you just another few seconds. What's the biggest barrier to people with developmental disabilities attending events like the one that we're having now? And then what is the biggest barrier to people with developmental disabilities using technology in their everyday lives? All right. That's great. I'm going to go ahead and end this poll. We have quite a few responses, so we really, really appreciate your feedback. That's very helpful. We definitely want what we're doing to be, in part directed by you all. All right. Marci, you ready to do your tech spotlight?
Oh, yes.
Awesome. We're going to let people see what's going on in your home here. I'm going to start our PowerPoint, and I can see you're getting all ready there. That's great. All right. So Marci wanted to call this her Tech Ambassador Cookbook.
Yes, I'm going to cook it up with y'all. I got a new, remember I said earlier, a new flavor? Well, I got a new cookbook.
Right.
Only thing you need to do is look on my Marci's Keeping It Cooking website. It's called the Tech Ambassador Cookbook.
Yep.
You ready to get this flavor on, George?
Definitely. Now, let me ask real quickly our other panelists. Can you see Marci and I?
I'm seeing you, George, not Marci.
I can see all the panelists at the top and
Okay.
presentation at the bottom.
Okay, good. All right, here we go. Marci, tell them about your secret tech recipes.
All right. One of the secret tech recipes that I have is the remote portal. It is very magical. We have a slideshow on here. Like I have pictures of me and my providers. And like when I want to talk to my Facebook friends, only thing I need to do is push the buttons on here and it comes on just like if you're doing it on your computer or on your phone or iPad or tablet. So I really, really like talking to my remote support staff. And it has other apps that you can get on there too.
All right, Marci, you just let me know when you're ready for me to roll a little video clip.
All right, we can roll it, George. We can keep this cooking.
All right, here we go.
Hey, Portal, call remote support. Ariel Hall. Hey, Ariel, how are you doing? You almost here?
I'm good. Yep, I'm on my way.
All right, we're going to do some cooking today. We're going to do some flavor and go to Whole Foods.
Awesome. Sounds good. See you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, I love that because people get to see how that actually works for you. All right, here's what's next.
All right.
You want to tell them about your doorbell?
Yep. I have a doorbell that can help me see who's at my door. And here is the app right here. See, it's loading, it's live.
There you go. Now we can see it.
See?
Can you sneak that back over there, Marcy? There you go.
This is my front door. So if I don't know this person, if they're coming, I just don't answer. I can just put my headphones back on and listen to my iPad. But if someone that I know is coming, I just let them in.
All right.
And
We got a little video clip to show that, right?
yeah, now I want to show y'all another video clip. Come on, George, let's give them some more flavor. This time, let's give them some strawberry.
All right.
One thing that I use is the Ring doorbell. And with the Ring doorbell, I can see who's in and out, who comes by and who's at my door. And when I don't know them or don't want to answer, I can just let it go and just let it go and they leave.
Okay, that's great. So they get a chance to see how you can bring that up and look at it on your phone.
Yep.
Now what?
Now we have the August door lock right here. Alrighty, so we have it locked right here, and now I'm going to unlock it. Magic.
Yeah.
One thing about this is that I don't have to use a key. I can just open it, and because how I did it was, like I said before in my other story, that the traditional lock, it was hard for me to open it. I mean, when I had my first apartment with my roommate, and it was hard, and so my provider seen that, and he went to talk to my service coordinator, and they came up with a plan, and they seen that I needed that technology. So that's how that works. When you get that technology, talk to your service coordinator, and you can get things like this that can help you. If you can't use your left hand, your arm, anything you can't use, you can use these devices, and it can help you really good. And this has helped me for about 2 years now. And it's a lifesaver. It's better than the candy, because you don't have to get out that key and dig in your purse and all your stuff fall out. That's just there. You just get it out your purse. Bam. Only thing you need to do, you can find it in the app store. It doesn't have to, you can find it on any app store, I believe.
All right. You want to show them a little video where they get to see the door open?
Sure, bring this magic and flavor on, George. This is how it's locked. It's locked right here. And so now I'm going to let her in because I know who she is. Hello. And right here, you see, it shows that someone was at my door and there was motion. But I knew who it was.
All right.
All right. Can you use these? Okay, we got the remote support portal, the Ring doorbell, the August door lock. Can you use these? These are really important tools and resources that can use for people that you serve. And it can help them during their daily lives, and it can make them feel independent, and it can make your lives better and change it. I know it's changed mine so much. I mean, I lived with my mom, like I said, all my life. But when she passed away, it was time for now it really came into effect. And I had to get those resources and my support team, my service coordinators, my people that help me out, providers, and everybody just on that support team that encourages me every day. And they help me with these recipes, and it makes me complete. I feel independent, and that's why people should get remote support.
Awesome.
I do have staff, but I like my independence where I can have my girls' night on the portal, and I can also have date night because my boyfriend lives in California, and I can see him through here, and we have date night.
Awesome. All right, Marci, what do you say we take some questions? You want to?
Sure, bring it on, George.
All right. So we're going to give this a try here. So remember how this works. We do have some things in Q&A. If anyone would like to actually try to ask a question live, we can try to promote you to a panelist. What you would want to do is raise your hand if you think you want to come on with your camera and try to ask a question live. And then we'll promote you to a panelist and we should be able to see you. All right, let's see. We've got, how about Matthew? You want to try promoting Matthew?
All right, I just promoted Chris.
Oh, hi, Chris. You have a question for us?
You're on mute, Chris.
Marci, my question is the door lock. Do you does it cost? How much does it cost? Do you know? And is it easy to install? And did your landlord have any issues of you taking the lock off and putting a new lock on?
Well, with my provider and my team, we called the apartment complex before I moved in, and we said that I need this because I have a disability, and they were willing to, as long as when I moved out, I put those back on. And if you want to get this, only thing you need to do is you talk to your service coordinator slash SSA. In California, in Franklin County, we have service coordinators. But where you are, you might have an SSA. But talk to them, and then you also, if you have a remote support provider, they can get you this, and they can install it into your home. But make sure your landlord or your apartment complex knows that you're doing it, and if you can do it.
That's a
Awesome.
great
Thank
point.
you.
Very good point.
Great. Thanks, Chris. And Matthew, I'm going to promote to a panelist.
Welcome, Matthew.
Matthew, you're on mute and your video is not on. You're still on mute. We can see you now. Let me see. Ask to unmute.
There you go.
There we go. There we go.
Woo! That's how tech thing is. Some pain, sometimes. What was your name again? I'm really bad at names.
My name's Marci.
Marci. I love that ring doorbell thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's like the coolest thing.
Yeah,
Matt,
it
do you-
really makes you safe.
Matt, are you interested in getting one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. Did you know about them before today's presentation?
No.
Okay, awesome. Well, make sure you talk to your SSA or your service coordinator.
I actually live with my mom and dad.
Good, yeah. And they could probably help you too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Wonderful.
awesome. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have Dawn Meggs. I'm going to promote to a panelist.
Hi, Dawn.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Marcy. Good job, by the way.
Thank you, girl.
Hey, I wanted to ask, and I don't know if Craig would know this, but I know you wouldn't know, but where was this technology 10 years ago? When I first moved to Delaware, that was the thing about my team. They were scared that I would answer the door for anybody, which I don't, but I do leave my door unlocked a little bit. Sometimes I forget to lock it because I'll leave and go, oh, I locked it. But where was this 10 years ago? Like, a lot of people are asking that. Like, you know, now I see how you live, Marcy. And I'm like, I like the door lock because Jessie has one. You know, Jessie. She has one. And I like the, what is it, portal. Because, because you can talk to people. But I don't have staff, and I have local funding. So would this stuff be available on local funding, or is it only for waivers?
I'll answer that. There's some of this assistive technology that you could pay for with local funding because it's very, very inexpensive. So some of the, you know, things like the Amazon or Google Home digital assistants would be things, you know, it's not impossible to pay for things like remote support services with something other than a waiver, but I think that might be a little bit expensive. So I know the vast majority of people who have remote supports do pay for those with waiver funds. But I will just say to your first question, 10 years ago, most of this technology did not exist at all. It's just one of the wonderful things about the world that we live in now that so many of these nice things have come along.
Well, I wish it was here 10 years ago because I could use the door lock, and I probably could have used the portal because I like seeing portal. So, but I need to talk to my SSA and see if I can get portal at least.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion.
Don, I think you brought up another good point. You forget to lock your doors.
Yes.
So Marcy, does your Ring doorbell allow you to set up alerts? Like if your door isn't locked after 9 p.m., do you get an alert, or is there capabilities like that?
Well, mine doesn't do that. My provider, he has access to it, and the support team, the remote support, they can look into my thing and say, oh, her door's unlocked, and they can lock it and unlock it from if anything like that.
Great.
All right. Thanks very much, Dawn.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, I am going to promote, let's see, Michael Dinlinger. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
Welcome, Michael.
Thank you, George. Let me see if I can turn my camera on. Hey, Marcy, I just want.
If it's even my DD council buddy.
I just wanted to say, great job. You're doing great. You're bringing your flavor as you always do. And,
thank you.
And I had a question really quickly about the Ring doorbell and the August lock, because I've got a Ring doorbell myself, but I was wondering, does it have a feature where it allows you to connect to the August lock? Because I'd like to get one of those too, but can you link the two up, or how does that work?
Well, I don't know how to do that. Mine is just separately. Maybe George, do you know?
Yeah, I think those are separate applications. So, you know, you get two different apps on your same phone for both. So you can look at the Ring doorbell and then you just switch over to the August app when you want to lock and unlock, right?
Yeah.
I think they're made by two different companies.
Okay, I was just curious I was curious because I felt from the video you had a way to link the two up. So
I will say this, Michael. There are many companies that make door locks, right? So some of the companies who make a door lock can link those in with things like Amazon Alexa, where you can do what's called a routine. Mm-hmm. So you know, like at the end of the evening, you could say, Alexa, good night. And she will turn off all your lights. She'll lock your front door. She'll set your thermostat for you. So I know those certain lock devices can be linked in with other devices in your home.
Okay, cool, because I'm also going to be getting an Alexa. So,
Love it.
That'll be pretty cool too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Michael.
All right,
One more.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, and now I'm going to promote Jesse Russell.
Sorry, I'm turning down my Alexa. She just turned out. She just turned off.
I just had to do that a little while ago too, Jesse. I forgot that I didn't unplug my thing. I was like, oh. So yeah, I know how you feel. So every time I have these speaking events, I have to do that.
Yeah, just like what I said, I'm on the self waiver. I was actually thinking about getting a new SSA because about this technology. My last one, I did have a smart lock. So yeah, this one I've had her for about like a year. And no, Don, I do not have my no, I do not have my lock on my door yet. So yeah, it's taken me about like a month. And so yeah, when I hear in about like next month, actually I had to get the assistant director involved. And I had to get the superintendent involved in that smart lock. Once when Marci, you know how you had your technology picture? Yeah. I had to send that to the assistant director, and I sent that to the superintendent.
You advocated for yourself. That's great.
Yeah, that's good, Jesse.
Yeah, thank you. Once when I sent that to the assistant director and the superintendent, this was about a week ago. I finally just got my approval for the smart lock.
Great.
So it's taken actually about like a little bit over a month.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I had it at my last apartment.
Awesome.
Great. Thanks for sharing.
Thank
Jesse.
you very much for joining us, Jesse.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't see another hand up, but I did get one of the questions in the Q&A that asked if we would share the results of our polls. So I'm just going to do that real quick.
Marci, can you do a Zoom meeting on your portal?
No. Not that I know of. I have to talk to my remote support provider. Maybe he knows something that I don't, but.
All right. Yeah, and we do have one more question about some of the technologies being hard to learn. What did you think? Were any of those things hard for you to learn, Marci?
At first it was, but then my remote support provider came over and he taught me how to use it step by step. And it was like he came into the home and then he had all the technologies for me. He showed me how to work it.
That's important because it really is, it's written into technology first, I believe, that it is the remote support provider's job. It's their responsibility to come and make sure that the people who live in the home and the people, even the providers who need to visit the home, are trained on how to use these technologies. So I appreciate that question. Very good one. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, it is just after 11. We want to thank you so much for coming out today. This has been a great event. I'm very happy for all the questions. Marci, anything you want to say here before we end it today?
I just want to thank everybody for coming and people supporting me of being an Ohio Tech Ambassador. And just like, I really, really appreciate that and all your support through all my years doing self-advocacy. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this stop on our Tech Ambassador journey. We'll be back next week with another event. I believe next week's is in Southeast Ohio. So stay tuned for that on our website and social media. And have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone. Bye.